Welcome to the grand finale of my Conker's Bad Fur Day explanation. Or exploration, more accurately. And while I'm correcting things, might as well temper expectations and say this is more of a finale than a grand finale. There's not much that's especially grand about what we're gonna see as we check out the multiplayer that I've been avoiding all this time. So, as usual, we're going to start on the N64 version, and then compare how it works on the Xbox remake. We have these various settings, and each of them has a little story to it. As we enter,
okay, wise guys,
we get a little cutscene.
Mr. Skull. Rule number 1. My way, or he's a dead mother way. Take your pick. There ain't no more rules. Right. We are robbing the Federal Reserve Bank at 0830 hours, Eastern Standard Time. Here's the joint. You'll notice it's not very well guarded.
The weasel's have been on the East Coast this entire time.
The doors, one each. Here are your names. Mr. Blue, Mr. Red, Mr. Yellow, and Mr. Green.
More movie references, of course.
Inside, it's every man for himself. Get a weapon or get the money. Preferably both. Then get your asses out of there. Okay, let's go to work.
Then at the end of this level, we will get another cutscene, which will be different depending on whether we won or lost the mission. And the baseball bat sort of works the same way it does in Xbox Conker, weirdly enough. This is clearly the inspiration for how Live and Reloaded handled their melee weapons. But there's like 10 minutes of extra cutscenes that provide no extra context, no extra story, just cute little multiplayer additions. Make these little games more of an investment in your interest. There's a ton of different weapons as well. It's quite a well-designed multiplayer system. But these cutscenes aren't interesting enough to warrant showing them off all on their own. And there are a ton of them. I would have to play through each level, succeeding and failing each one, and with the military chapters, I believe there are different factions you can choose between, and which faction you choose also determines what cutscenes you get. Yeah, we can either be the squirrels or the teddies. Each one has a different starting cutscene and ending cutscene.
Okay, guys.
So, like I said, a lot of cutscenes. And as we know, the Xbox remake did expand a lot of different things from Bad Fur Day. So, let's switch over to that Xbox version and see how they expanded these tiny little storyline snippets in the various multiplayer levels. So here we have Conker Live and Reloaded. So called because of the Xbox Live implementation. So they put a lot more focus on the multiplayer segment of this game. It's certainly more futuristic, that's for sure. We have a lot more profile options, like Potty Mouth, which we unlocked by beating the entirety of the main game. And we can select avatars. I've gone with Ace, obviously. Potty Mouth, I will remind you, is active. It is supposed to decensor the entirety of multiplayer mode. It does not do that. Tragically. There's the default avatar. Just a Punisher skull, weirdly enough. We will look at some more default options later on. For now, we're going into dumb. This is very badly laid out. These two options are both actual multiplayer. Dumb bots is what you select if you want to play single player. Throughout any of the individual levels or Chapter X. So the main game had 9 chapters and we've completed them all. This remake adds Chapter X exclusively in the multiplayer area. You are kidding me. Make sure that I didn't just break everything. Because you have to unlock each and every chapter of Chapter X. And it is excruciatingly just an ordeal to do that. So once again, make sure logged in properly. Go to Dumbbots. Chapter X. Okay. The options are all blue now, which means we're allowed to select them. These are actually difficulty levels. Again, very poorly explained. Worm, Vanilla, and Einstein. Easy, medium, and hard, respectively. You have to beat the entirety of Worm, which only has the first 3 chapters of Chapter X. First 3 sub-chapters of Chapter X? Sure, we'll go with that. That unlocks Vanilla difficulty, where you can play all 6 sub-chapters of Chapter X. And I've done that. We're ready to go. We can play Chapter X with fully narrated cutscenes starring Fred Tatasciore, one of my favorite voice actors, doing a bit of slumming, but it's nice to hear a male voice actor that isn't the guy who programmed and wrote the game for a change. In fact, we won't see Conker in this whole mode. We will see a lot of different things that were not in the main game. And a bunch of new backstory for the world of Conker's Bad Fur Day. And a bunch of slurs. Brace yourself. This is a real journey we're going on. We can once again pick either the teddies or the squirrels. If you pick the teddies, first of all, what the fuck, they're Nazis. Second of all, you're gonna have a much worse experience, and we'll explain why once we see what our assignment is going to be. Bunch of different characters we can choose. Classes, the game calls them. Knowing what the first mission is going to have me do, I'm going to take the flamethrower guy, the thermophile, and begin. Begin. Thank you.
The second assault had begun. The plan was a simple one. The SHC were to attack from the sea and secure the 3 obstacles. Here, here, and here. This would allow the heavy stuff to get through, ready for Phase 2. However, the Teddy's battlemaster, the mysterious Von Cripplespeck, was waiting with his giant gun of doom, waiting to blow them back into history. The Teddies were ready to defend, but time wasn't on their side. It all hinged on one thing. Could Von Cripplespeck sink the SHC ship, or would the Squirrel attack force break through and thwart him?
So that is the Weasel Professor character from the main game. We're going to learn his backstory, and we're going to learn his name. He was not named in the main game. They gave him 2 simultaneous slurs for his name. Good call on their part. Got ourselves a D-Day landing to set the mood, I guess. There's a 10-minute time limit, and waiting for the ship to let us out is part of the time limit. It counts against us, which is just unfair, in my opinion. The time limit can be kind of stringent because the AI is disturbingly good. Very accurate, very obnoxious. So we're going to hope that our AI compatriots help us out. Getting blinded there screwed me over. Fortunately, we have a heal as this character. The Thermophile and the Grunt have an active item that is a heal. Self-heal only. Every different class has a different, unique active item. Except the Thermophile and Grunt, they share theirs. And I got blown up. That's going to send me all the way back to the ship. You have to choose which ship I want. Lucky me. If we were to play as the Teddies, we would have to defend for the entirety of the 10-minute time limit. As the Squirrels, thankfully, as soon as we get to the end and break all the targets, that's when the mission ends for us. If it takes 10 minutes, we lose. So, by necessity, this either is faster than the Teddy's version, or fails completely. As I mentioned, it's pretty difficult. Kind of notoriously difficult. People complain a lot about the design of this mode. It seems to be built around having a character who has gotten some of the multiplayer level ups, which permanently increase the power of the class that you're playing as.
Great work, guys! Definitely ahead! Now watch those bridges! Move in! Secure the next blockade!
Sounds very much like the general character has changed voice actors here in this version of the game. Like, they couldn't get the guy who voiced Conker and all the other main characters throughout the main game. Somehow. Give myself a heal. Still alive, bafflingly enough. We expect to die. Since I have opened up the first checkpoint, it will allow me to respawn at a slightly further location. And the Thermophile puts out the most damage of any character in the game, so we're sticking with him throughout the duration of this submission. I've blown up already. We're actually doing horribly, but the second gate is about to fall. Whenever I get one of these big yellow orbs, it unlocks my alternate weapon, which is much more powerful. For a lot of the other classes, the alternate weapon is limited in its ammunition. Ours is just prone to overheating. Also, we can fire either a flamethrower or like an acid spewer. I believe the flamethrower is more effective against troops, and the acid spewer takes down the walls and stuff that we need to break faster. I think. Otherwise, I don't know why they would separate them. They have a stun shot, which is great. Love a good waiting mechanic. Change my ammo type. Finally break this thing down. Which gets us a closer checkpoint, permanently. This is the third gate. Take this sucker down, and we can go and fight the boot. What does the boot represent? It's the weasel guy. He represents Hitler in this game. Just certainly a choice. So now it's just a matter of breaking this last gate and then killing our Hitler analog. Which is definitely a thing we're gonna do successfully in the first out of 6 submissions. I'm on fire, so I should probably heal up. Too slow. It's a heal over time when you do the injection thing. It frequently takes too long. It's like they're gonna fight the teddies. I got my alternate weapon, which could take the door down ridiculously fast. It does make me move more slowly, so I have much a harder time dodging, which got my head exploded. At least we're very close to the gate we need to break down. Once I've killed this gate, hopefully it won't take too much longer, I will switch to the sniper character. It tends to be more effective at killing the next guy. Change class to Long Ranger. Outside the base. Blow his legs off, eh? Sounds like a great idea. We've seen him in the main game. Obviously, we're going to blow his legs off. Ugh. Teddy's guarding the door. And unfortunately, our Hitler analog can take 1 trillion hits. There he is. Who's stepping around? The alternate weapon on this character. Try and grab it. It's dual revolvers. Okay, this character is not treating me well. I'm going to try the grunt instead. Just anything with a good long-range weapon. Sky Jockey is not an option. We're not allowed to choose the Sky Jockey. And I've yet to play any level in this mode where they allow you to choose the Sky Jockey. Why can we not break in here? I got 5 character points. Lucky me. Those are what you build up to eventually get permanent upgrades. It takes like thousands of them, I think. I don't think my grenade launcher is gonna work. He's almost dead. We can definitely do this in a minute. I activated some kind of turret. There's all kinds of mechanics where you can like summon vehicles that you can use to run over the enemies and stuff. I never use any of them. They seem totally worthless. Perhaps actively detrimental even. Got some alternate modes. Yeah, let's go fully auto. Still gotta reload occasionally. For realism. There he goes, he's dead. With 30 seconds to spare. That's how he lost his legs. 10 trillion bullets to the face.
Finally over, the battle moved inland. Von Cripplespec's forces making a tactical retreat to a disused prison known as the Fortress. The Teddies had secured one half of the structure, and the SHC the other. A stalemate. Only one thing here could assure victory. Demoralize the enemy by capturing their precious colors, their flag. The flags were deep inside each half. In order to secure victory, each would need to be brought intact to the pickup point. There to be filmed and broadcast to all the enemy troops. It was a long shot and unlikely to work, but in war, anything goes.
Really overselling the concept of capture the flag. So, we are going to choose the sneaker now. And for most of the rest of Chapter X. We'll start on the fortress. Let me see if I remember the route. This game is very terrible at indicating where you need to go at any given time. I want to cross that bridge. The sneaker, you'll note, is significantly faster than all the other characters we played as. She's the fastest character. Also the only female character. There's a Teddy's equivalent of the sneaker, who is male. All the other characters on the Teddies are male. The only playable female character in the entirety of Conker's Bad Fur Day or Live and Reloaded is the sneaker. If you choose the bridge, it spawns you on a lower segment where it is much, much harder to get to this bridge where we actually want to cross.
Oh no, guys! The flag's been stolen! Find those thieving and eliminate them immediately!
Notably, that was censored. Even though I have, potty mouth.
Man coming through! Hurry, guys! He's vulnerable out there!
Unlocked and active. I don't know why that's censored. However, I've been told what he says there is a slur. Probably a homophobic slur, knowing this game. So maybe we're better off not hearing it.
Huh. You idiots, they dropped it! Quickly, guys! We'll kick that flag and retreat!
Our melee works much the same way that Conker's does in Live and Reloaded. I died again. Things are going great. I'm gonna try and get near where the Teddy's flag is. Right there. Looks like this guy's gonna get it where it belongs. Good for him. He's really taking his time. He doesn't move that slowly.
Yeah! Excellent! We are victorious! Look at them all! They're hanging themselves! They're setting fire to themselves! They are in the SHC have claimed another victory!
So that's 1 of 2 points scored with me doing absolutely nothing so far. It's going to take a fairly long time before their flag respawns, so I'm going to head to where it's going to be and try and grab it as soon as it's available.
Eliminate them immediately!
Which I think is all the way over here. And I don't think there's a faster way to get to it. Minimap seems to indicate that I'm on the right track. The unique ability for this character is to turn invisible. It's very powerful in a capture the flag situation. We want to go up there. I've taken a wrong turn. But there's no anyone anywhere near me. So I have all the time in the world to correct this error. Or 6.5 minutes, more accurately. There's mechs that we could summon and fly around. Weirdly futuristic setting. Almost seems like an error, because this is supposed to be the past. Sort of the distant past, long before Conker's Bad Fur Day takes place. Note what all the bots are named. They're all named various arbitrary symbols. They used to be named ridiculously long jokes.
Oh no, guys! The flag's been stolen! Find those thieving!
And all the joke names were so long that they literally covered up the entire screen. Made it extremely hard to aim at the enemies. I found the game completely unplayable before I changed every character's name to just a single syllable. I chose different symbols, but that probably wasn't necessary. in retrospect. Okay, there's the flag. God, I can't even believe how badly this level is going. It should have taken 5 less minutes than this.
We got the flag! Man coming through! Hurry, guys! He's vulnerable out there!
Where the hell is he? Why didn't he just jump down off the edge? Fall damage exists, but it's typically not a big deal. There it is. It did fall off the edge. And I got it.
We got the flag! Man coming through! Hurry, guys! He's vulnerable out there!
And it got knocked out. But maybe I can go back and get it. Fortress, or the bridge, should be the closest spot. I was surrounded by teddies, but weirdly they don't tend to reclaim their own flag. See, there it is. When they killed me, they could have easily gone and grabbed it. They chose not to. So, steal it from my own corpse. Disturbingly enough.
We got the flag! Man coming through! Hurry, guys! He's vulnerable out there!
Because there's only one female character, she constantly gets misgendered by the general. So we're just gonna have to grit our teeth and deal with that. I'm gonna score the winning touchdown. 8 minutes longer than it ought to have taken. It's all over. Finally. That's not me. I did
Despite
that.
Fighting to the death and winning many battles, the Teddies were not winning the war. Forced finally to retreat to his clifftop castle stronghold, Von Cripplespeck knew that only one thing could save them from defeat: the machine. History has told us of its use, but then no one knew for sure. The SHC had sent in a crack assault squad. Their mission? To link up the power lines to their generator, restart the cable car, and get a trooper inside to overcharge and destroy the machine. The Teddies. Well, history also tells us they'd forgotten to pack the batteries. They needed to link up the power lines, then seal the connection somehow. The race was on.
All we need to know that this is sort of a race, so the sneaker remains the best possible character, despite how fragile she is.
Okay, this is it! Get over to that castle now and take down that machine!
This one's very unclear about what you're even supposed to do.
Don't want to find out!
You gotta find these buttons.
Get that cable car started up first! Move it!
Press the buttons, and
That's it, guys!
it activates one of the beacons.
Get them all before we know it!
Once all 4 beacons are active, we can
Cable car's now powered
finish the level, we'll say.
up!
No spoilers as to what finishing the level entails. Up, down I go. I think I can head underground here to the next button. I've done so.
That's it, guys! Keep working as a team, and we'll get them all before we know it!
I'm not working as a team, I'm basically working alone. CAI is very bad at teamwork. Okay, my button got unpressed.
Pushing us back!
They're gonna do that a lot,
That's this! Get priority one!
because the button is like right in the center of their base, so very easy for them to press it.
Keep working as a team, and we'll get them all before we know it!
I've never seen that turret there, and it's in a very bad spot. Okay, it got destroyed somehow. The next beacon that I need to activate is very far away. Let's see if I can get to it. I did not.
Go, fellas! You're pushing us back! Oh, that's this! Get priority one!
The screen going black is actually supposed to happen. It's like a transition. Here's the final button. Yeah, that transition effect is very awkward.
Working as a team,
I wish I had stuck near that button, but I'm still pretty close to it, and there we go. I don't see any teddies around. We should have a clean shot to get to the exit of the level, which is now open because we activated every single thing. There's the exit. So close. Done it. Very fast. Making up for that last level.
Years later, the eternal war betwixt teddies and squirrel continued, but now on a new and more vicious front. The machine teddies had arrived, pouring through von Krippelspek's new machine. The SHC were driven back to the point of defeat, with only one last thread of victory. The legend of a base buried under the ice, and said to contain a secret knowledge. It was rumored to be a map showing the location of an ancient weapon that once belonged to the long-dead Panther King. Both Teddies and SHC now wanted this map. But there was a problem. The map was not whole. The Teddies had found one half, and the SHC the other. The mission was a simple one. Steal the enemy's map fragment and take it to the uplink device to decode the map from orbit. Only then could the location of this weapon be revealed and victory assured.
We have teleported 200 years into the future. Or rather, the professor did. We are actually a different battalion entirely that happens to have lived 200 years in the future. And we're playing Capture the Flag again. Now, they said we have half of the map. We just need to get the enemy's half. In actuality, we need to get both halves. We need to capture the flag twice. Why am I stuck on geometry? Oh, I'm falling to my death. Perfect. As usual, we need to get inside the enemy base, steal their thing, their arbitrary MacGuffin, move on with our lives. Getting across the bridge is a nightmare. For some reason there's lag, even though we're playing locally. This is not an online game. Kinda hilarious. Teddy's got into my base. The Teddies are Terminators now. And their plans ought to be back here. Like that.
Teddy's plans have been stolen. Upload the Teddy's plans at the SHC.
Good thing the General has lived for 200 years so as to continue guiding us on our journey. We got it out of the base. They're probably going to reclaim that. But if not, it'll be much easier to grab. Are they inside my base? Is that how I just got shot? Yeah, if the plans were still outside their base, they would probably still be visible. Yeah, they got reclaimed. Hope the tank on the bridge is on our side, but there's no way to tell. The way it is moving indicates that it is. By the way, jump is performed with L3. So pressing down the control stick. Because all the other controls do things. I wasn't able to reassign it to a better button. So I just try to avoid jumping. Sometimes you gotta. The geometry of these levels is so awkward that I will frequently find myself in a spot where I cannot advance unless I jump. Shot in the head. because we're on vanilla difficulty, which is the second highest difficulty, strangely enough, enemy accuracy is through the roof. They get a lot of headshots.
Activating cock mode.
Helps that our heads are gigantic. Just the proportions of the character in this game, they make all competitive angles very awkward. They reclaimed their flag, so I gotta go all the way back in. They can't see me, but they're probably gonna shoot me anyway. There they go. A little bit too late for it to matter. Okay. I did hear the sneaker say, oh shit, there. So that's potty mouth in action. Because the main game sure couldn't say shit. Good for them. Yeah, if we get it across the bridge, even if I die, we can reclaim it. The enemy probably won't be able to bring it back to the base. The geometry doing me a lot of favors here. There we go. That is plenty far enough. Don't know why they even give us a choice of where to respawn. Since there's only one available spot. Oh, you've got it. You're probably going to screw this up, but let's see. Okay, he's going up the path. And then up the side path, which is needlessly difficult to find, but deliver it. Thank you.
Plans have been uploaded successfully.
We did it. Half of the mission successfully completed. Now to do it all again. And as we saw last time, we gotta go up this path, down this side path, not explode this time, into the laser beam, and we win. Finally. That one wasn't too bad.
With the two halves of the map now reunited, the long-lost resting place of the Thing had finally been located. An abandoned mining outpost, way up the Big Rim. However, the secret didn't stay safe very long, particularly when it appeared on the front cover of Fur Only. It was now simply a case of who got there first. Unfortunately, von Cripplespack made an immediate wrong turn, ending up, due to the fact the map was printed upside down, in precisely the right place. As the Teddy's commander prepared to excavate the Thing, the SHC had finally realized their mistake and headed full pelt towards the outpost. They must destroy the Thing before it, whatever it was, destroyed them. Both sides realized the key to victory lay within the three towers. Reactivate them to reroute and deactivate the enemy shielding, then bring their firepower to bear and blow the other back to oblivion. Either SHC's spawner or the Teddy's excavation.
Scene sure was a waste of time. There's the thing. We gotta blow it up. Teddy's already have it. So we gotta kill him. Where the hell's the exit? Why would they point us towards the exit at the beginning? That would be far too easy.
All towers now neutral. Proceed to
So
tower
thankfully the tower is very easy to spot. We just need to get in there. Then there will be a button, we touch the button, we have taken the tower. As the robot voice said, all three towers are neutral right now.
Tower now compromised by Teddy's.
Teddy's get the first one,
To lock.
I get the second.
Tower now compromised by SHC.
Oh wow.
Your next tower to lock.
One of my AI partners went all the way to the second tower at the exact same moment that I got the first one,
Capture next tower to lock.
which is disturbingly good work on their part. The towers are constantly ticking down and will eventually cease to be owned by anybody. You want to be at...
Tower downgraded to neutral.
Damn.
Recapture. Priority 1.
Okay, so they got
Now compromised by Teddy's.
their tower back.
Capture next tower.
What?
SHC
Okay, they're all over the place. This
neutral.
is absurd.
Capture. Priority 1. Tower now compromised by Teddy's. Capture next tower.
Even though we had that stroke of luck, I'm already considering resetting this. As, things have gotten way too hairy all of a sudden. These tanks are a huge problem. Will this run out? Oh, it doesn't matter. Yeah, I'm resetting this.
Tower now compromised by
Upgrade.
SHC.
Lovely.
Capture next tower to lock.
There's the last one. That away. If I don't die, I'll get there at just the perfect moment. Ah, they're ready for it. Brawling with them.
Teddy's tower downgraded to neutral. Recapture. Priority 1.
Wow, I got it. Never mind. Teddies are performing very badly this time.
SHC.
So now
Generator deactivated.
we head into their base after getting run over.
Hey, guys! The shield is down! Get over there now! Destroy that disturbing-looking thing!
Our AI is pretty good at attacking the thing. Is inside the space. There it is. The thing.
SHC tower downgraded to neutral.
Yeah, we can't actually injure it
Tower
while the
now
gate is locked.
compromised by Teddy's.
Great design choice.
Next tower to lock.
Teammate's gonna get the tower.
Now compromised
That'd be nice.
SHC. Capture next tower to lock.
Nope, they failed, so I have to stay on this tower.
Neutral.
Oh, I hate this game.
Tower now compromised by Teddy's.
Why did I agree to show this off?
To lock.
Hell is wrong with me. With only 2 minutes left, and we haven't done any further damage to the thing in a long, long time. This attempt is probably completely screwed. We'll stick with it for now. See if anything at all can be done.
Downgraded to neutral. Recapture. Priority 1.
Movement is excruciatingly slow, even as the sneaker. She's the fastest character, but she's still very, very slow. So we got all the towers. Base is open. You just gotta slowly get in there. Knock the last bit HP off the thing. Okay, there it goes. Only one level remains, so we might as well see it through to the end. I'm gonna cut the hell out of this before I make a YouTube video out of it.
Things hadn't quite turned out as expected for either side, as it was revealed that the thing wasn't a weapon after all. It was a tomb. The Panther King had lain at rest for 200 years, frozen in his icy prison. Before the SHC could react, the body was gone, stolen. Intelligence told them where their ancient enemy had been taken, the Teddy's homeworld, also known as Dune. It was a race against time. If the Teddies managed to revive their dormant leader, then a new reign of terror would begin. But If the small SHC assault force could get there first. All they needed to do was break through the Teddy's defense gates. Here, here, and here. They could be broken by either destroying the locking mechanism or hacking it. Once into the Teddy's base, all hell would break loose. This time, they had to be sure. The heart. They must destroy the heart.
There's a lot of movie references. There's the Millennium Falcon. Panther King yet lives. Frozen in Carbonite. On Dune. All references that are actually relevant due to recent films in those series. Last thing this 2005 video game could have expected was to still be relevant. 17 years later. Surprisingly, they're not even defending themselves right now. We gotta blow up these red gems. Hence why I'm staying as the thermophile. They have a lot of HP. This one is just busy work. The next few will actually be pretty difficult. I'm stunned, and on fire, and dead. Unsurprisingly. There is no checkpoint unlocked by breaking the first of the four things. So, gotta do everything again from the beginning. We do have a lot of weapon upgrades available. Or rather, unlocks of the good weapon. The laser beam that this character wields after you get one of the yellow orbs is ridiculously powerful. I think I don't want to go there. I want to go there. Get a nice head start on this thing. Nice thing about having the laser beam also is that when it overheats, you can switch to the other gun, which also is prone to overheating. So you have weapons that you can switch between while waiting for the others to come back online. Okay, this is going very, very smoothly. Too smoothly. Surely things are going to go horribly wrong any second now. It's also been pointed out that it makes no sense at all that the Teddies are trying to save the Panther King. The Teddies were invented by the Professor to defeat the Panther King, as the Panther King is a tyrant who is constantly torturing the weasel. Teddies are hacking something or other that I don't care about, because it doesn't matter. We did unlock another checkpoint by breaking the second of the red gems, so we can get back to where I just was much more quickly. Thankfully. Won't have my laser beam, though. And the area where you have to break this red gem is ridiculously deadly. There are turrets on either side, and enemies constantly spawning in so as to instant kill you. It's kind of a nightmare. I have a real hard time with this segment. But we're already pretty close to done with it. Good thing I stuck with it, because this final level is looking like it's going to be over pretty quickly. Shower that thing in acid. I'll inject myself with healing. It probably won't help. But maybe. Maybe the most annoying thing about this is that you do basically no combat if you're doing things right. Killing the enemy is a mistake in almost all circumstances. If you're fighting Teddies, you're doing something wrong. And if you're fighting SHC, that means you picked Teddies, and you're doing something very wrong. Especially because this is another defense mission, so if you're playing as the Teddies, you just have to wait out the entire 10-minute time limit. Also, the Teddies do not have unique cutscenes. So the cutscenes that glorify the SHC are still your plot points to go off of between each level, even if you're trying to defeat the SHC. Quite unlike the original game, which wisely did not apply any storyline to its multiplayer missions. Just a tiny little bit of flavor in those little cutscenes. Ultimately, a better way to do it. So there's a demolition guy. He fires a rocket launcher at all times. His alternate weapon is a minigun that he can carry around. He moves very, very, very slowly. So I just can't stand playing as him. But he also has like a ground slam. That's pretty neat.
Now, everyone get in there and lay waste to that panther. Remember, guys?
And now we burn the Panther King's heart. He's been shown to be a super incompetent leader who inevitably will kill himself. But we still must prevent him from regaining power. And as noted, why are the Teddies trying to save the Panther King? Whatever. Trying to make sense of Chapter X. Always a mistake. There's the entrance to the Panther King. He's dead already. I barely had to do anything. Also a Star Wars reference. Those famous fireworks. Like the Ewok celebration song, whatever. A lot of movie references if you're into those. This certainly delivers. Otherwise, not so much. Profiles. I said I would show off the default names for all the dumb bots. Here they are. So many characters. They legitimately just cover up the entire screen. It's awful. Like I said, I found this to be unplayable. This character legitimately has unlocked nothing. Let's take a quick look at... There's the Grunt. Sky Jockey, never allowed to play as him. The Demolisher is vaguely interesting. We'll see how slowly he moves. Yeah, just a wall of names. Got away with Shat's Bassoon. Good for them. It's my minigun. It doesn't allow me to shoot my comrades. Tragically. But the wall of names gets way worse when you're actually out on the playing field, surrounded by enemies. Look at how slow the Demolisher moves. This is with the minigun. When he's unarmed, he moves a little faster. Minigun makes a move slower than anyone else. By default, our Y-axis is inverted, which is great. And even on easy mode, worm difficulty, you barely get to move. Get stunned constantly, shot constantly. Good thing the Demolisher has significantly more HP than the other characters. Yeah, you do get to break things nice and fast. This is certainly enough, or quite frankly, too much of Chapter X for one lifetime. And I've had to play it way, way longer than I just showed off, so as to get to the end and to unlock the entire campaign in the first place. That was a blast. This could have been good. It has the skeleton of a decent game. Buried underneath so much trash. You never want to have your skeleton buried under trash. So, there's the quit option. Couldn't be more sure that I want to be done with Chapter X. I like the Conker Bad Fur Day base game and the remake quite a bit. Both of them. But Chapter X does not do it justice. They even brought in a professional voice actor for a change. Didn't help. So, we're done here. Thank you for watching Conker Live and Reloaded / Bad Fur Day. Hope that after editing, this makes a tolerable video. As playing it certainly wasn't. Hope to see you for more weird-ass videos of obscure nonsense that was thankfully forgotten decades ago. Because I got plenty more of that to come. Have a good one, folks.